Hi, Cubs. Or wait. Oh. OBS is so weird. I should change. Hi, Cubs. Ophelia here. And this is the Stanley Parable. I literally just got this game like 15 minutes ago. I traded someone Chroma Squad for it. And I'm stoked enough about it that I want to play it right away. So I don't think it's supposed to be that long. It's like a very meta indie type game. So probably not super long. Anyway, so I'm just going to go ahead and start it and we'll see how it goes. The end is never, the end is loading new, never, probably never. The end is never the end.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley was happy. And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Did he now? Can I push keys? Can I interact with things? Wow. Stanley is a zippy guy. No head bob. I mean, head bob is kind of a pain, but still. Super zippy. Okay. I wouldn't call this stepping out of your office. It's like running. Now what? Narrator man's not going to tell me what to do? Okay. Okay. And then Stanley stepped back into his office. Okay, not the point. Cool.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Or maybe they all went to a party.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
And no one invited Stanley because no one likes him because he's the kind of person who sits and pushes buttons. I don't even have a problem with him sitting and doing a job pushing buttons, but I do have a problem with him doing hunt and peck for it. Touch type. Touch typing all the way. Doesn't it drive you nuts when Dad does the hunting and pecking thing? Stanley was in excellent shape because he runs everywhere. I mean, if they gave me a choice, I would choose to run everywhere, but it's a little... I like having the option to go slow. Then I could be, like, sober, concerned.
Stanley clicked on literally every single door in the office because he doesn't pick up well on cues from his environment.
Alright, alright. I'm not gonna stop, though. Now I just want to click on more doors. Let's see, what's this say? Cells in this quarter. Somebody can't spell. Of course, I can't spell either, thanks to spell check, so...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Wait. Oh, okay. So I haven't done it yet. It's just... No, I did not. Stanley!
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Interesting. I guess you can't take back your choices. Why are there papers all over the place? Perhaps there was an emergency drill, and no one liked Stanley enough to tell him that he would die if he doesn't leave the building. Learn to touch type, Stanley. Ah. So many windows that I can't interact with. This place needs a janitor. Employee lounge?
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
It's amazing.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
I am glad you think so, Mr. Narrator Man. If I continue to stand here, will he make
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Even Narrator Man agrees with me that no one likes Stanley. I am just acting the way that I think that the real
Stanley
Stanley
sat
would
around
act.
waiting for more dialogue. But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
What game?
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
No, I don't think so. I'm having too much fun not doing that. Oh look, there's a second open door on my left. Aw, I can't jump. I run everywhere, but I can't jump on
Stanley
the
was
desk.
so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Well, if there are directions about hunting and pecking on a keyboard, he can totally follow them, but... other kinds of directions are just outside of his scope. Oh man, this place looks way cooler than whatever that meeting room was. I wonder if there was anything, like anybody in the meeting room. Cool. Look at this place. I could just sit here and stare at this boxes all day. But I won't. We've already played out that gag. Oh yeah, I keep forgetting I can't jump on things. I'm so used to being able to. Do not jump from the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death. Penalty for misuse, $1,000. Penalty for jumping up. You know what's going to happen right now, right? I mean, I don't even need to. You just know.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Oh, that was amazing. Again. Okay, I'm gonna do everything exactly the same, only I kind of liked where it was going. I'm a little sorry. I feel guilty for cutting the narrator off. So I'm going to pause, or not pause, I'm going to make a new video. I'll make this set 1. And yeah, I'll see you again in the next video, which is going to be immediately for me because I'm having fun.